Hello and welcome to Wednesday night's Champions League review. Here we're going to talk about the crazy night that happened in the Champions League in which Barcelona and Bayern Munich put on an absolute goal fest, Liverpool getting the job done with ease against Galatasaray, and Atleti just scraped through in a tight game against Tottenham Hotspur and win on aggregates. Let's analyze each of these games together. Full-time score at the Camp Nou between Barcelona and Newcastle United's second leg. Barcelona won a massive goal, 7, Newcastle United 2, and 8-3 on aggregate. Barcelona advance as Yamal and Rafinha shined to secure the quarter-final spot. Lamine and Rafinha were at their best as Barcelona thrashed Newcastle 8-3 on aggregate in the Champions League last 16. Rafinha and Lamine Yamal were the stars of the show at the Camp Nou, while Robert Lewandowski, Fermin Lopez, and Marc Bernal all got on a score sheet after Anthony Elanga's first half braced tee up a last 8 meeting in which either Atletico Madrid or Spurs. Barca needed just 6 minutes to open the scoring as Rafinha coolly slotted past Aaron Ramsdale after being played through by Yamal, though Elanga got his first 9 minutes later in what was an end-to-end first half. Bernal put Barca back ahead following a well-worked free-kick routine before Elanga converted from Harvey Barnes' low cross just before the half-hour mark. But the hosts had the early lead at the break as Yamal scored from the penalty spot after Kieran Trippier's foul on Rafinha. Barca raced clear after the interval when Newcastle was sliced open through the middle to leave Fermin Lopez one-on-one with Ramsdale. And the Spaniard made no mistake with his finish into the bottom left corner. Lewandowski then completed the routes for the La Liga outfits, for sliding the ball into the back of the net with impressive work in the build-up from Yamal before heading it from Rafinha's in-swinging corner, while the Brazilian pounced on a poor pass from Jacob Ramsey to make it 7-2. It was a rampant display from Barcelona, who produced 4.29 expected goals from 18 shots to Newcastle's 1.46 from 7 attempts. Rafinha was sensational for the home side, registering the most shots and touches in the box, while also creating the most chances as he finished the second leg with 2 goals and 2 assists. Yamal, meanwhile, became the youngest person to score 10 goals in Champions League history, surpassing Kylian Mbappe's previous record set in 2017. At the other end of the spectrum, Lewandowski became the oldest player to score twice in a Champions League match, overtaking Filippo Inzaghi for AC Milan against Real Madrid in November 2010. Full-time score once again at the Camp Nou, UEFA Champions League second leg, Barcelona won 7-2 and 8-3 on aggregate against Newcastle United. Full-time score at the Anfield, Liverpool 4, Galatasaray 0. Liverpool won 4-1 on aggregate, as slot side tee up PSG's quarter-final after the second leg rout. Liverpool will face PSG in the Champions League quarter-finals after downing Galatasaray in the second leg at Anfield. Having travelled by 1 goal from the first leg, Liverpool turned on the style at Anfield as Hugo Ekitike, Ryan Gravenberch, and Mohamed Salah all scored in the space of 11 minutes after the interval. Dominic Szoboszlai's brilliant first-time finish from Alexis McAllister's well-worked corner set Liverpool ahead 25 minutes in, but Arne Slot's side were then frustrated by an inspired showing from Ogurcan Shahir. Abdul Karim Bardachi's slack header sent Salah in on goal, but his attempted chip was repelled by the Galatasaray goalkeeper, who then kept out Szoboszlai's stinking shot. Liverpool had the chance to double their lead from the penalty spot in the first half stoppage time after Szoboszlai was chipped by Ismail Jacobs, but Salah saw his tame penalty down in the middle, thwarted by Shakir's foot. But the visiting goalkeeper could do nothing to stop Liverpool from doubling the lead in the 51st minute with Salah's pinpoint cross tucked home by Ekitike at the back post. Gravenberch got himself on the scoresheet 2 minutes later with a bouncing volley after Salah's fierce drive kindly fell his way before the Egyptian collected Florian Wirtz's neat flick on the edge of the box before bending the trademark left-footed curler into the left corner to make it 4-0. Liverpool pushed for a fifth, with Salah rattling the crossbar before McAllister had a goal ruled out, later on for a foul on Shaqiri by Virgil van Dijk, but it mattered little to the Reds, who will unite with Paris Saint-Germain in the last eight. Salah endured a mixed evening for Liverpool, with a goal and assist coming from his penalty miss, with involvement ending slightly earlier after coming off with an apparent injury, though his display here put him into the Champions League history. The Egyptian became the first African player to score 50 goals in the Champions League, which is 2 for Basel, 1 for Roma, and 47 for Liverpool, while he also registered 200 and 201st goal involvement for Liverpool at Anfield in all competitions, reaching the tally in just 211 appearances. And his contribution was key in helping Liverpool overturn the first leg deficit to progress from a two-legged knockout tie in the Champions League for just the third time, after the 2006-7 semi-final versus Chelsea and the 2018-19 semi-final versus Barcelona. Slot side were worthy of their win too, having registered an expected goals of total of 5.02 from their 32 shots, 16 of which were on target, compared to Galatasaray's measly 0.18 from their 4 attempts. Full-time score once again at Anfield, UEFA Champions League second leg, Liverpool 4, Galatasaray 0, Liverpool advance with 4-1 aggregate score. Full-time score at Tottenham Stadium, second leg, between Tottenham Hotspur and Atletico de Madrid. Tottenham Hotspurs 3, Atletico Madrid 2, but it wasn't enough for Spurs as Atletico Madrid advanced with 5-7 aggregate. Simon's double fails to spark an unlikely comeback. An all-Spanish quarter-final awaits in the Champions League after Atletico Madrid navigated past Tottenham on aggregate. Barcelona awaits in the next round for Diego Simeone's side, who twice came from behind at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium before holding on for a victory across 2 legs. Trailing 5-2 from their first leg thrashing, Spurs almost found themselves further behind before an offside flag denied Ademir Lukman from Giuliano Simeone's cross after just 6 minutes. Matthias Theo twice tasted Juan Musso in response before the Frenchman delivered a beautiful delivery for Randal Kolo Muani to open the scoring with a deft header on the half-hour mark. Musso produced another 2 impressive shots to the thwart tail before Julian Alvarez's deflected strike hit the woodwork down on the other end, and Guglielmo Vicario expertly kept out Simeone's half volley. Alvarez stunted Spurs' hopes of a comeback when he smashed into the top left corner after Lukman led a speedy 47 minutes counter, but Xavi Simons responded with a gorgeous strike from outside the box just 5 minutes later. A stunning stretch denied Pedro Porro's Trevella effort after the hour, though Vicario had to be alert twice to keep Alvarez out before the Atleti forward's corner was thumped in by David Hanko with 15 minutes remaining. Jose Maria Jimenez mindless lunge on Simons then allowed Spurs to be at least secure victory in this clash, with the Dutchman sweeping his 90th minute penalty into the bottom left corner for a mere consolation. This was always going to be a tough ask for Spurs, given that only 4 teams from the 51 previous instances had progressed from a Champions League knockout tie while losing the first leg by 3 or more goals. But Taylor's enthusiasm gave them hope before the fine header from Kolo Muani, who has 6 goals involvement in 5 starts in the competition for Spurs. Igor Tudor's side managed to create 2.45 expected goals from 18 shots, 11 of which were on target, while Atleti produced 1.04 from 18 attempts of their own. However, Atletico had their own starman. Alvarez is just the 4th player to score an assist in both legs of the Champions League knockout tie, which is 2 goals and 1 assist in the first leg, 1 goal, 1 assist in the second leg. He's in a fine company too, with Alessandro De Piero, Kaká, and Robert Lewandowski. Full-time score once again in Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, second leg in the Champions League. Tottenham Hotspur 3, Atletico Madrid 2, but Atletico Madrid advance on aggregates, winning 5-7. And over in Allianz Arena, Germany, in the Champions League second leg between Bayern Munich and Atalanta. Bayern Munich 4, Atalanta 1. Bayern advanced with double-digit 10-2 aggregate as Kane reaches Champions League milestone in the last 16 thrashing. Harry Kane, Luis Diaz and Leonard Carl were on target for Bayern Munich as they thrashed Atalanta again in the Champions League last 16. Harry Kane scored his 50th goal in the Champions League as Bayern Munich's 4-1 win over Atalanta secured a 10-2 aggregate victory in the last 16. The England striker who captained Bayern in the second leg at the Allianz Arena scored a brace before Leonard Carl and Luis Diaz booked the quarter-final clash against the record Champions League winner Real Madrid. Bayern were off to a fast start as Rafael Guerreiro was twice denied by Marco Sportiello, though the Italian goalkeeper made a costly mistake in the 25th minute. After a penalty was awarded against Giorgio Scalvini for handball, Sportiello initially saved Kane's spot kick. However, the Atalanta goalkeeper was off his line before Kane's attempt from 12 yards. And the former Tottenham man made no mistake with his retake. Jonas Urbig was called into action either side of the halftime, saving shots from Mario Pasalic and Gianluca Scamacca, though Kane doubled Bayern's second leg advantage as he fought off challenges from Isaac Keane and Kalmadin Suleimana before picking out the top left corner. That goal in the 54th minute seemed to open the floodgates, and Carl curled past Sportiello from Diaz's layoff soon after before the teenager returned the favor by playing the Colombian through own goal in the 70th minute for a dinked finish. Atalanta managed to score a consolation through Lazar Samardzic as he headed in from a close range. But it's a tie that Ladea will want to quickly forget. Kane has now scored 50 goals in 66 Champions League appearances. Only Erling Haaland and Ruud van Nistelrooy have ever reached 50 goals in fewer games. He accounted for one of Bayern's 3.61 expected goals, which they produced from 25 shots, while Atalanta accumulated 2.3 xG from their 14 attempts. The England captain has also scored 47 goals this season in all competitions, a personal best, while it is also the most of any player in Europe's top 5 leagues. Carl, meanwhile, is the youngest German player to score an assist in a Champions League match as well as the youngest to do so for Bayern. Full-time score once again in Allianz Arena, Champions League second leg, Bayern Munich 4, Atalanta 1. Bayern Munich advance with a 10-2 aggregate score. And that concludes the UEFA Champions League round of 16 second leg matches. And until then, until the quarterfinal matches, see you then. I can't wait. Take care and good night.